I want to go over my grip progression again that I showed on Chris Como's show, Swing Expedition. I have a lot of people kind of message me about this, so I want to go over it real quickly so you see. First is always trail hand only. This is always what I'm trying to do, is establish feel, spatial awareness, and the trail arm first. Club only weighs a pound, much easier to take two hands off. Just have one hand attached. It almost gives you kind of more spatial awareness of the weight of the club. And now you can really start to feel how you can move it, how you can sync up your body to it. So my first grip to start hitting shots or swinging it is just this trail arm only grip. The next progression is to take my lead hand, and I just like to loop, what I call the loop, the top two fingers on the grip. So these bottom three fingers will not be on the club. This is the hardest because now that just supports some of the weight of the club, but your trail arm has to do most of the work. Then from there, just take these three fingers and curl them back on. So now they're back on, they support more of the weight of the club. Now I'm starting to transition, feel, okay, my lead started trying to contribute, but it doesn't have too much control because it can figure out how it can contribute without overwhelming at the same time. And then finally, I go back to 10 finger. And this is where I think we need to have a conversation too. I think this is where players should stop. I think we want mobility, dexterity out of our fingers. The only thing connected to this club are our two hands. It makes no rational sense in my mind why we'd ever take those hands and interlock them. We never do this in any other athletic sport. This is totally traditional. This is not functional. I think we actually work around this, and we're good enough as humans. We adapted around it and we figured out a technique to make it work. But I think we actually stress out fingers, wrists, arms, joints by interlocking this and then creating speed and force and then having to manage that. This doesn't make any sense. It's 2020. It's been kind of a fucked up year, but I think this is probably one thing that we can maybe move past this year. Let's start to work on more functional grips. I think when you start working trail on only and you start to blend the lead hand back on, you're gonna understand the importance of this part of your trail hand, this bottom part, and how that's really gonna help you feel like you can rotate and control this club in space. And to take that bottom part of my trail hand, which is so important, and to almost take it off or impede how it can grip the club and control the club makes no rational sense. I think we've got to, again, move past this traditional idea and start to get the club in our hands in a way that gives us full mobility and strength. If you're one of those players, your hands are so strong, you're so good at rotating the club that you actually need to impede it, okay, I'll work with you. But that's not most players. Most players need the help. So let's really start to work more with 10 finger grips. Let's get away from this kind of traditional interlocking overlap. And I think it's really gonna help you get more spatial awareness of the club in the trail hand, feel like you can rotate it easier, feel like you can control it easier. I promise you, this is gonna help as much as anything I tell you.